Hey everybody, this is Chad back with another video, and as promised, you saw the preview when I was a few weeks back when I was back in Iowa for the summer, and I did the preliminary Buck Showalter showing of the bobblehead and the autographed baseballs. So we're back in Florida for the winter, and so welcome to Florida. And this is the view I have every morning looking out my window from my bedroom. So I just wanted to share that with all you guys that are experiencing nice cold weather back on the East Coast and so forth. And I just want to walk you around the room and show you some of the collection. So we'll start over here. Basically, if those you didn't know, I actually back in the 80s when I played semi-pro ball, I almost got to play for Buck, and I've always just really respected him and his knowledge of the game and what a super motivator he was and still is. Still very desirable manager. He's definitely old school, but he's a good manager. And anyway, I started on a kind of a whim. I was looking for something to collect, and just started with cards, but it developed into a little bit more. So I'm going to show you the collection today, and I'll try to keep it short and sweet because, I know after a while you go, okay, that's enough. But anyway, starting up here back in 2014 when he took over the Orioles, actually in 2010, the Orioles did win the East Division, which is, as you know, one of the toughest divisions with the Red Sox and Yankees and, the other teams in there. So this is one of the plaques we got back when I lived in Maryland. Then down here, I'm going to give you a shout out to my friend Dennis, who knows what a great fan I am of Buck, and he had a couple of these things made for me. So these are actually crab shells from Maryland, and he had a Buck Showalter jersey and actually a really, really nice Buck picture on a crab shell. So pretty interesting, but I have that displayed on my wall. And then further down, he gave me, when they won the championship, this was a picture taken in the locker room, the champagne bath of Buck, and it is one of his Topps heritage cards autographed in this plaque. It's a very nice piece that he gave me, and I really treasure all these things he gave me. And I don't want to tell you how cluttered this room is, but I'm going to scoot over here a little bit. This one he gave me for my birthday last year, and this is an autograph Buck Showalter arguing with the umpire, and Adam Jones is in the background, and of course that happened around 2015, 16, somewhere in there. But another great piece. I have quite a few autograph things of Buck, and just really treasure some of these things. So I'm going to finish walking you around the room. Actually, I'll probably go back over here a little bit. This has nothing to do with Buck, but this was the last championship of the Red Sox. A friend of mine gave me that, and I needed a place to put it, so I put it on the Buck wall. I'm going to go into the cards here in a minute. I also want to show you some of the t-shirts I had done while he was in Baltimore. There was quite a few t-shirts that came out at the games and stuff, and this one was Buck Dynasty, based off of Duck Dynasty show, and pretty funny characters with the bird all in beards and stuff. So anyway, I've basically not worn any of these shirts. I basically just put them in these displays, and I think they look really great. This was like one of the first ones they gave away with just his uniform number at one of the games. And this last year, I'm going to show you this here. This was another gift from my friend Dennis. Got me an autographed Buck Showalter jersey, and I had gotten a pair of game-used pants already, and found this really neat, like 4th of July MLB hat of Buck's, and it was autographed by a few of the Orioles, but you can see Buck's autograph right there. and I put it in a shadow box, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's kind of the centerpiece for my room here in Florida, and there you go. I'm going to pan over here to the other three t-shirts. The top one is a buckle up t-shirt with the Oriole bird, and there's also a towel in there that has that same logo on it, and I kind of put them in there together. And then moving down, there's another one, Do You Believe in Oriole Magic? And you can see Buck Showalter is the engineer on the t-shirt with the Oriole bird. That's kind of a neat one. They have that in different colors too, but I got the orange one. And down on the bottom, it's I like our guys, which is a big phrase he used back in Baltimore while he coached from 2010 to 2017, basically. Just to, you know, he actually was able to, you know, win quite a bit with not the best roster in MLB. But anyway, those are the kind of the t-shirts, and I'm going to show you some more of the. I'm going to save the cards for last because many of you have asked me about the cards. So I'm going to slip over here and show you. I got this Mississippi State where Buck went to college. They did a mural of him in the Orioles garb, and it's really neat. There's actually like a silhouette of him in the background. It's really cool. 11 by 17 I got and I framed. These two are actually just kind of neat pictures I picked up. This is when he was in Arizona with the Diamondbacks and him at spring training. And then when he won the American League Manager of the Year, Starter did this full-page ad of him in the Yankees jersey, and you know it looked great, so we decided to frame it. I'm also going to scoot over here down below and show you some interesting stuff. Starting off with, there's a pair of Oriole sunglasses I got at FanFest, but that's not anything particular. These are actually all bobbleheads, and I'm not going to take them all out, but he's had quite a few bobbleheads, even back when he was on Nashville, the minor leagues. They did a bobblehead of him back in the 80s. Then they reissued the same bobblehead 40 years later, and that's kind of interesting. Also, he did, when he won Manager of the Year in Texas, he had a bobblehead. And this is probably the one you saw in Iowa when I was there for the summer of the Orioles, and I have another one back here as well. One displayed, one not. And there's an Orioles schedule with him on the front. This was a garden gnome, interestingly enough. You can see it in there. They're really kind of awkward looking, but that's garden gnome. And then later on, they did a Morley, thank you for that comment. Can you go away? They did a snow globe of Buck as well. And interesting, that was a giveaway at one of the games. So I have those. Actually also have some magazine articles he did in the Sarasota when they did a big article on him. This was pretty hard to get, but I got that. They also, when he was with Arizona, the Inside Pitch magazine for the Diamondbacks, he was on a couple of those. And this photo album from the Yankees from 1991 actually has pictures in it. They consider it like part of his card collection, which I really don't, but it's like pages just of their faces, and they consider it part of his baseball card, and I don't really do that, but anyway, I have that as well. It's another book that I got for a present, Skipper Supreme, which is a very good book. Talks about Buck and the Orioles, his time there. He also did a series with Harold Reynolds. It was a 7 DVD set, and he had different, Harold Reynolds had different coaches and players talk about the game and you know, how to do things and specific things in the game. And they got Buck to do the managerial coaching the game. And I took this to FanFest, and I had Buck sign this one. So this one's kind of special to me. Going into a couple more of the autograph baseballs that you saw back in Iowa in the summer. These two are signed, and I got those as gifts as well from friends of mine. Here is an interesting thing, and I just recently found more out about this. These Oyo figurines, which is almost reminds me of like a Japanese anime figure or those pop figures that are out now. These are very collectible, and I had no idea. I picked this one up when I was in Maryland, and this was like 2014, 15, somewhere in there. And there is another one where he's in a black Orioles jersey from the year before, and this one was limited to 500. So this is pretty rare. I think I paid around $10, $12 for it, and I can't find the black one now at all. There was only 250 of those. So if any of you are up on Oyo figures, not Oreo, Oyo, O-Y-O, let me know in the comments or anything like that. I just found it very intriguing, but I do have that. And then I'll go up here and show you some of my autographs I got. Some of this is, again, just collected over time. I got a 4x6 when he was with Arizona. This is actually a very cool piece I got from the Topps vault when he was with Texas. This is what they used to actually make the trading card for him back in, I think it was 2004 or 5, 6, somewhere in there. I don't have my glasses on, but in that ballpark, they used this part to actually make the trading cards that Topps released. So I was able to get that. Back in 2016, and I've actually showed these to a few friends of mine, Topps Heritage was doing all kinds of extra cards. They did basically box loader cards in their Heritage, and these were kind of like randomly inserted on top, as they still do now in some different releases. But anyway, they're very limited. This one here is like the base one, just looks like his regular baseball card, and it's number 249. So I have that one. This one is the gold variation, and this is numbered to 10. And I've actually had a bunch of these over the years. I had like 3 or 4 of them actually, and I traded some of them for other stuff. The very interesting one that I didn't know existed, but according to Beckett, they actually made these 10x14 cards, which were only available through Topps. And I was fortunate enough to go and get them at a, kind of after the fact. And these are actually numbered. The base print is 99 cards, and this is 1 out of 99. And then they did a variation of the gold version of it, and this is a 1 of 1. So this is very rare, limited. I had no idea. I just stumbled across it, and yes, it was very expensive. It's like $100, but it's the only one. So I was pretty happy to get that. I've got some other pictures that I've obtained through different friends and dealers over the years. This is when he was in Texas. I love this 8x10 autograph. This is spring training in 2011 with the Orioles. This was a rare print I got really for hardly anything. This guy did like a digital picture of Buck, and it's amazing. It's got like a lot of going on in here, and you're probably getting a little glare from the outside window and stuff. But anyway, it's autographed by Buck, and a very rare smile. You don't see Buck smile too often in a lot of pictures, but there you go. I mean, that's a pretty neat one, and that's a really neat one I have. Got this one here again from Arizona time. Just kind of a oddball, sort of a 5x7, and I got a couple basic non-autograph Oriole pictures of him on his head on the Oriole bird and him at batting practice. These three here are actually part of the card collection, and basically, Topps would do just like this a advertised panel that they would randomly insert in boxes, and he had one for this year and this year and this year, and I was able to get the actual packaging with this one, but I'm not with these ones, and I have a couple of those here, and they're pretty cool. This one he's on with Jose Altuve and Ryan Dempster, and the backs are not totally like regular baseball cards with stats or anything. They're kind of just an advertising thing. So, but they are part of his baseball collection according to Beckett. So I'm going to start over here and show you the minor league years. There is one card missing for here, and that is his rookie from 1977 Fort Lauderdale Yankees. But basically this is his entire minor league cards that are available, and I can throw my glasses on to show you. This is actually Fort Lauderdale years, Nashville Sounds years, when he went by Bill Showalter, and Nat Showalter, because his real name is Nathaniel William Showalter. So it's really interesting. 89 Yankees, which is right around the time that I played and almost played for him. Again, more Albany pictures. I did show you this a while ago on the Donald Blomdahl video. This was one I happened to pick up that's an PSA 9 graded, but the only one I don't have from his minor league is the 1977 rookie from the Fort Lauderdale Yankees. Move down here. This is all his, including that little photo album, 91 Yankees. These are all his Yankee cards, except, let's see, OPG, regular Topps. Interestingly enough, here is a no-name Buck card, which I was fortunate enough to pick up. Error card. I don't know how many are out there. I have never seen another one. Almost like the Frank Thomas error card with, no name on it. I'm sure it happens in production all the time, but very interesting, so I had to grab that. This is the gold card and the winter gold cards, 91, 93, the inaugural year for when the Marlins and Florida Marlins came in, and the expansion happened. This is a mini, another mini. This is an oddball card, looks nothing like him, but it was just a card that was never licensed by MLB. I just happened to pick up. These two postcards, this one's actually autographed, were given out by the Yankees, and I think it was sort of like a fan day too. And there's one from 92 and 93. This is the 93 version. I'm missing the 92, but I have a lead on one, so we'll see if I can get that soon and finish the Yankees collection. But there, no number on these, and it is part of the collection according again to Beckett. Slide down here a little bit, and this is all the Arizona cards he has, including some not listed. You have your Stadium Club, members only. There's actually another parallel with like a silver emblem instead of gold. These are the checklist cards. Again, you have all these variations. You can't tell me that Topps didn't know what they were doing. You have your base card, and there's a members only, and a HTA card, and a gold card, and employee card. There's so many variations of cards, so that's why things are hard to collect these days. It's also a patch autograph card, which I've seen a few of them on eBay now, but this is a really neat card. And this was a Stadium Arizona card. It was a whole set by McDonald's, and I was able to get that one. Here's a Keebler, the cookie baking company, had a set of cards, and there's the Buck card from that. And I picked up these. These were another stadium giveaway that's really not listed on anybody's radar, but was given by the stadium away for, you know, free when you went to a game. And I actually got one that was signed and not signed. And then I was able to pick up this inaugural card, kind of a hologram card from the Diamondbacks, and Buck had signed that. So thought that was really, really interesting. You know, but anyway, the Arizona portion of the cards are done. Take a little quick stop here. I want to show you this box. This actually contains a lot of cards that friends have sent me, duplicates of Buck and so forth. So I do keep them in a regular, you know, I put sleeves on them and so forth. But just wanted to show you that I do keep everything anybody sends me with Buck. And we'll finish up over here because I know the video is getting long, but I did tell you this is going to be a long video. I'm actually going to skip forward. I'm going to skip Texas for a minute and go to the Baltimore. Again, very interesting variations of cards. Found out that this particular is the base card, and then this green version was randomly inserted in packs as just a variation card. And then found out eventually that Walmart had a blue variation and Target had a red variation. So have all those, and it's amazing. Sometimes they just come out with one card and that's it, which is, of course, for us completist collectors, is the best thing. I have found out this regular card, and there is a Venezuelan version which has a black back on this card. I'm missing that, but I have a line on that too. This year they did a version with a black back and they called it something else. Missing that one. This year, which is like 2015, they have like a gum stain version, regular version, and there's a I think it's a red back or a blue back variation, and they're limited to about 10 in Topps Heritage. There's the award winner card, Allen and Ginter card. 2016, which is his last year for cards. You know, the base card, you have the gum stain card, you have a reverse negative card, and there is a, again, variation with a red or blue back. Then there's a special artist card. This guy does like 50 cards of each player, and I was able to pick up the Buck version. This card here, it's kind of, you know, protective plastic here, but autographed by Buck at FanFest in Baltimore. I went a couple years in a row. I was able to get Buck signed one of those. And then this one is an older one that he did for FanFest as well. And of course, I have the card, authenticated card that John Jab sent me from The Past is Alive, which is right there with the collection, so for everybody to see. Last I'm going to talk about, so I'm missing like 4 cards from the Baltimore, but the last one I'm going to talk about, which is the hardest one, are the Texas years. And he was only there in Texas managing from 2003, 4, 5, and 6 before he was let go. And they did a lot of cards. Matter of fact, when it's all said and done, I'll probably get another display because there are a bunch of cards I'm missing. And if you've seen my other videos, you know I've looked for printing plates and rarities, and these are the years that are the most hard to get. There's a disabled vet card that's autographed. There is MLB game cards, Buck, variations from 2003, and there is a X-Fractor card from that particular year. There's 25 of them, and I have not found that card yet. The next year, there is an Upper Deck jersey card that's one of one that I'm missing. There's also a printing plate card, which, you know, there's 4 color variations, and those are all one of one cards. Going forward, in 2005, again, printing plates have the black variation, the gold variation. Very hard to find, but I was able to get those. The black ones are really rare. The award winner card, which we've gone through and looked through Topps Total, this particular card has 8 printing plates, the front and the back, 8 1-of-1 cards, and I've not found any of those yet. And then this 2006 has printing plates as well, just the base card, there's 4 of them. But there's also a platinum card, which is randomly inserted in Topps 2006. That's a 1-of-1. And then the story that I found out that I might have shared in an early video, which was the Home Run Derby cards. And basically Topps had taken the Home Run Derby that year and released a 50-card set, 10 cards of each player. And if you happen to pull one of those cards and your player won the Home Run Derby, you sent in the card, and there was a special set of cards that was blue bordered. And Ryan Howard won the Home Run Derby that year, and only out of the 10 cards, only 1 was submitted. And the guy apparently did break up the set and start selling them on eBay. He lives in the Michigan area, Detroit area, and I have not located him, but if anybody knows him out there and can get a hold of him, let me know, because I would definitely be interested in the Buck card. Especially, you couldn't get any information from Topps directly. I even contacted people who did articles on that story, and they could not give me a lead or the guy's name. But basically, there is some information online about this, and special shout out to Chris Weaver, who actually did a lot of research on that to find out the whole story for us. But there was only 10 sets, and probably Topps says they destroyed the other 9, so there probably is only 1 set out there, if you believe them. But anyway, that's the story with 2006. And then there was a couple oddball cards, which is the Dr. Pepper cards, and this was a team issued card. They're a little bit longer, don't fit in these little frames, so I just kind of put them in sleeves and attach them. So I'm pretty close on the Buck card collection as far as filling in the gaps, but this is the worst time frame, 2003 to 6, and with the Texas cards. So if any of you have any leads on those, have any cards, please email me, let me know, make a comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun going over the collection with you. I tried not to make it boring and last too long, but it was a lot of stuff to go through. So I appreciate you sharing my collection with me, and this is one of my major things that I collect. So I really enjoyed sharing that with you, and I hope you liked the video if you liked it, and subscribe, comment. Love to hear from you, and we'll see you soon on another video. Have a great day, and God bless.